Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena, and today again we'll be furthering our journey wherein we will be trying different things on Zendala tiles all throughout this month. Yes. So today again I'm going to be drawing few tangles. However, I'm going to deviate from the basic tangles the way they are drawn and instead try create beautiful tangleations. Yes, let's get started with today's session. Take a few deep breaths and sit in a comfortable position. Make sure you have adequate lighting. I'm going to start right away with the tangle called Printemps. Yes, so that's how you start with the tangle Printemps, but I'm now going to build on it. So I'm going to surround my Printemps with Bunzo. So rotate your tile and just go around your Printemps and enclose it inside Bunzo. Something like this. Yes, so you need not worry about this place. It's okay. You can do it like this. So I'm going to show it once again. I'm going to start with a nice Printemps like this, and then I'm going to start adding auras, C shapes in pairs, just the way we do for Bunzo. But I am going around my Printemps. Yes, it's fun to play with the tangles once in a while. Now there are in between spaces here. You can very comfortably squeeze in some orbs, Bronx cheers, simple tipple, caviars, whatever you feel like. Yes, let's add one more. So I'm going to start here, a spiral, and then you can build on it. Go around. Take your time. Keep rotating your tile. Stick to the outline of your Printemps so that your Bunzo kind of just surrounds it. Yes, we will go back to it and ink it. Let us now shift to the second tangle. So I'm going to draw half of Puyang. Yes, Puyang is a tangle which has something like Gourdgeous sitting over or passing through a pepper. So I'm going to start with, if you are not comfortable drawing directly, then probably you can just give an outline and then start with your tangle. So Puyang, I'm first going to draw Gourdgeous. Gourdgeous is a series of thick and thin sections created like this. Probably one more. So the thicker section ends here and the thinner line goes right till the neck. Yes, and then I'm just going to make it sit just like we do for pepper. Make it sit on a pepper. So it's the tangle Puyang, just that we are omitting the second half. where the Gourdgeous kind of comes out from below your pepper. Yes, something like this. So I'm just going to close it here. So that's a Gourdgeous. Again, we will come back to inking. Let's add a few more tangles. Let's play with Pokeroots. Yes, so I've started with Pokeroots. However, I'm going to add a pencil outline like this. And then I'm going to add some very fragile fescues all around it. Yes, so you can keep them straight or you can make them a little crinky. Make sure to add that small dot at the end. Sorry for that. Like this. Yes, so I'm going to add a few more of these. So let's add a few more of these interesting Pokeroots. Just a reference line with the pencil, and then you can start right away. Make sure you draw them close enough. I'm not drawing them absolutely straight. You can see it's a little crinky, curvy at times. So give it a more natural look. So playing around with some basic Zentangle patterns or tangles just for fun, creating interesting tangleations. Well, there are so many ways to go about doing it. This is just something that came to my mind before the class or the session. Yeah, let's do one more. So I'm going to just draw a hidden one here with whatever is visible. Take your time. Very less is visible here, so whatever little is visible, just go with that. Yes. Now again we have some tiny in between spaces. Fill it in. Squeeze in some nice orbs. Like this. Let us extend a little more. So I'm going to now add some Toodles. Toodles is again a tangle. Probably we can start from, we can add one more Pokeroot here so that this kind of awkward place is filled in. And then we can add Toodles. Like this. Yeah. So let's now add Toodles. Toodles is again a tangle, starts with the center stem. Add these two fescues and then a nice petal shape joining here at the fescue, not going here but here. Yes. And then if you want to add something more to your Toodles also, just add an additional aura like this. And then probably we can just add some sections here and convert it into Marasu. Yeah, simple thing to do. Makes Toodles a beautiful leaf. It is a beautiful leaf pattern. So probably a hidden one there, or you can just add some random tentacles or leaf kind of shapes like we do for vertigo. Yes, I'm going to add the next one, the center stem. Then come the fescues, starting right from the bottom of the stem. Then comes the first petal shape and the second. Yes, and then what we have done is to add one additional aura to our Toodles like this. Yes, and then just a small tangleation, nothing much. Added a touch of Marasu to our Toodles. Yeah, I'm going to add one more like this, the fescue. Take your time. The shape is all that matters. So take that time and create that beautiful shape. Yes, and then add that additional aura on both sides. And then tiny spaces here and there. You can comfortably squeeze in some tipples. Yes. Now the rest of the space I'm going to go with one very simple tangle. This space which is left out is again you can add as if you can see some parts of the tangle vertigo here. So I'm just adding some tentacles or leaf shapes in a vertigo fashion. Crossing each other, sharp leaf kind of shapes. Yes. And now the last tangle that I'm going to draw is called Finery. So I'm going to draw double line stems. Finery is a very fine, a very delicate looking tangle. It's a Zentangle original. These are all Zentangle original, just that we played around interestingly with them. Yes. Now let us go back and ink. So I love Gourdgeous inked. That's how the original tangle also goes. However, you can always add something else inside, orbs or any tangle of your choice. I think spaces are small, so now I'm switching to my O1. Yeah. Adds instant drama to your tile, Gourdgeous being a drama tangle. And I like it this way with some bold ink sections. We just have to alternate thick and thin lines. Yeah, so I just add a little more finishing to these strands. Yeah. So let us now move on to our Toodles. So I'm going to ink alternate sections just like we do for Marasu. Slowly, take your time, don't haste up. Ink it nicely. Leave one section, ink every alternate section, just the way we do for Marasu. Yeah, that's one. You can add a little weight on one side of the stem, like this. Let's ink the next one. We have not yet drawn the tangle finery. No, finery is not just these lines. I am going to go back to that. Let us first ink. So that was our second Toodles. I'm going to do the third one exactly the same way. Moving to our Bunzos. You can ink it completely and then add a highlight with your pen, chalk pencil. Else you can leave a small highlight. Since these are small ones, I am going to ink it completely and then use my chalk pencil to add that highlight. So this looks quite similar to a tangle called Joki. However, generally you would not ink the auras of the tangle Joki. Since this is Bunzo, I'm going to be inking it. I like it that way. You can choose to keep the auras as such and not ink it. Entirely your choice. So you can also add some weight. Yeah, so that's one. Let's ink the others also. So I'm almost done inking my Bunzos. on the last section now. And that's it. Make sure there are no white spots. Ink it nicely. I'm not going to be doing any inking as far as my Pokeroots are concerned. Let them stay the way they are. Now coming to our finery, so I'm going to start drawing those bands, going up like this, then coming down like this, going up, down, up, down. Yes. So let's continue the second. A slight curve as you go up, down, up, down, like this. Yeah, that's the Tangle finery. Of course, we are going to add some bit of detail, but that's the basic. Nice curvy lines going up, coming down, going up, coming down, up. And that's it. Yeah. Now the detail that is generally added is a small bold line like this, and then a few dots. You can add some weight on one side of the stem to add to the look of the tangle. Add a little shadow. Yes. Now I'm going to do the same exercise. Small little stem hanging there. Like this. And here. And the next thing is just to add some dots. As I mentioned, it's a very delicate looking tangle and adds great dimension when shaded. Take your time. If you can coordinate the two sides, do that, else it's okay anyways. And that's it. We are done tangling. Yes. Let's get to shading now. So shading first, let us start with our Gourdgeous. So I'm just going to add some shadow on the whites here. And some shadow here underneath from where the lines are emerging. No need to add on the black or the inked portion. As it is, it will reflect. Blend. And then I'm going to highlight my pepper. So I'm going to add some shadow at the edges, the bottom. Little bit because I want the center to show white. Yes. So do not add too much so that you get that three-dimensional effect. That's about our Gourdgeous. Yes, moving next to our Pokeroots. So how do we want to shade our Pokeroots? Probably we can go around and highlight it like this. Yes, like this. Similarly, the third one. And the fourth one here. As far as the Toodles, let us first do the Bunzo. So I'm just going to add some shadow here and at the ends. Slight touch, not much. In fact, what is already there on your stub may be sufficient. Make sure you leave the center white where we are going to add a highlight. Similarly for all the others. Coming next to our Toodles, I'm going to add shadow to one side. Like this. And leave the other half as such, or if you want you can add touches there also. Let's move to our Finery. Again adding shadow to one side of the stem. Alternately you can add shadow on both sides of this line. Keeping a little dark towards the stem and then pulling the graphite away, making it lighter, fading away like this. Yes, similarly for the others. like this. Yes. So time now for some chalk. So I'm going to add chalk here on my Gourdgeous. Make sure you have a different stub. Soften the chalk. Make sure it's not patchy. Then, as I mentioned, just run your chalk on the bunzo like this. Soften the chalk. Like this. Soften the chalk. Make sure it's not cakey. Then you can always add some chalk here, but I don't think it's required. It's a white tile, so you can, if you want, add some chalk on the other side of the finery where you have not added graphite. You can highlight here if you want a little, and that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else here. And of course, some bit of embellishment. If you want, you can use your GellyRoll and add a few dots here and there always. So just use your Gourdgeous to make your tile look more gorgeous. Yeah, using my GellyRoll to add a little embellishment to the Gourdgeous. These things are, of course, your choice. You may not do it. Some bit of weight here and there. You can revisit some of the lines if you want to add that extra zen. I'm revisiting the outermost like this. I'm going to revisit the pokeroots from inside. These things are again optional. You may not do it. Definitely adds to the look. So do consider revisiting a few lines after you have shaded. And that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Let us close our tile here. Yes, do put in your name, your chop. Sign and date your tile always. I shall see you again with some more interesting sessions. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.